Welcome to Mic'd and Medicated. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Eva. I'm feeling very jolly today because I look like a Christmas tree, and I just want everybody to know I'm not colorblind. There are red lips on this green polo, so I am wearing the red blazer to pick up on the red buttons. But now that I'm sitting here, I look like a candy cane. But that's good, right? They're tall and skinny.
Isn't it weird that we say hi to each other even though we're sitting 2 inches from each other on the couch?
Well, we're trying to sound like we're, live with Regis and Kelly. And I feel like Kelly would be like, good morning, Regis. And Regis would be like, hi, Kelly. So we're sort of, trying to imitate people who have a talk show.
Right. And I guess it just helps everyone out there listening to us remember who we are. We once got feedback that it's hard to distinguish our voices.
You snort a lot, and I curse. That's how people should know. If there's a word that you don't know what it means, it's coming from Eva. And if it's an expletive, it's coming from me. Yeah, I mean, it's like SAT words. Actually, speaking of SAT words, I know what time it is. Do you?
Is this a trick question?
It wasn't supposed to be, but clearly for you it is. It's the word of the week.
Oh.
Okay, it is anthropomorphize. Eva, tell us what that means.
Anthropomorphize means to give inanimate objects a personality, to assign them human traits.
So why are we using anthropomorphize as a word this week?
Because we're really smart and it goes with our theme of today's discussion.
And what is that, Eva?
We are going to be talking about death, divorce, and moving.
And we're not going to be talking about all three, right? Because those three are together because in terms of what are the most challenging things to go through in life, according to somebody on the internet, it is death, divorce, and moving. But which one are we talking about?
Well, we're not dead.
Thank you.
We're not divorced.
No, we're not.
So we're talking about moving.
Exactly. And why I think moving can be so hard because so many objects that we collect over the years, we actually anthropomorphize. And they have meaning or something sentimental to them, or they become an extension of us. But we really do kind of put a little bit too much emphasis on objects. My family sold I guess it was my childhood home that I would go to. And I literally, on my last, as I was like walking through the empty house, I literally thanked the house. And I was like, thank you for these memories, as I was like crying. So I don't know what that says about me. Either I'm really sentimental and sweet, or maybe should stop talking to empty walls.
No, I mean, Caroline, you sent me some of those videos. And at first I was thinking just how different we are, that you were tearfully saying goodbye to the walls and the rooms. But then it actually did make me think about, and I think both of us have been, in different ways dealing with moves and change. And it made me realize that there's so many different ways people handle parting with things and sort of approaching and moving through change. And it has so much to do with how you are and how your earliest childhood relationships and how you attach to things. And so,
but like by things, I think you mean actually initially it's how you attach to your caregiver, right?
Yes.
Like that's what it means. So it's like if you have like secure attachment versus like anxious or avoidant attachment, that will affect your entire relationship in life with not just people, but with actual things that you probably anthropomorphize.
Exactly. So before we get into like the move and how different types of people attach to things and how that makes it challenging, no matter what style you are, to physically move, I think we should describe the 4 attachment styles.
Okay, I'm going to let you do that, okay? Because you're definitely a little bit more of a anthropologist.
I would be happy to, because I like to play.
But as you're trying to look for our notes on that, I just want to fill the open space and say, when we were discussing this episode, you said something really interesting. You're like, moving is the reason it can be so vulnerable is it literally, you have to address every single item that you've ever accumulated or bought. Like, that's a lot.
Right.
Like, every decision you've made, like everything from a dress to a dish, like it's a lot.
Right. And I didn't realize this before this episode, but you actually attach meaning to your item. So an item is much more difficult to give away after you've had it for a period of time than when you acquire it. And so when you're sitting there and you're moving, every single piece of belonging you have, you're thinking about, like, who was I when I made this purchase? What does this mean? What does this say about me? Am I still this person? Do I want to be this person? And people, have trouble parting with things for a lot of reasons. And sadly, as we're going to get into, I think I am not sentimental, but I might have a bit of a hoarding tendency.
Yeah, which probably means you have some, well, we're going to go to the attachments because that means there's something up for you, because actually being sentimental towards objects is a good thing. I just have I have trouble being overly sentimental. Like and then I will promise I will let you introduce the 4 attachments. But when I was just recently cleaning out my parents' house and I found like 35 diaries from when I was like 9, and I only did the first page. So I would be really bad if I was Anne Frank, because it would be a really boring diary. She really was I guess she didn't have that many objects in the attic.
I was about to say, she didn't have a lot of distractions.
Yeah, that's true. We're so bad. That's so wrong. But
wow. So you took 35 different attempts. Maybe by only doing one line in each book, you got to.
Sounds like I was a cokehead or something.
No, but I mean, maybe it was the thrill of buying the diary.
Obviously, there was some ADHD there, or I probably lost one and found another one. But like a normal person would be like, either rip the pages that are funny and cute from each or throw them out. What did I do?
I'm going to go with save.
Yep.
But why?
I don't know.
Each one has
I don't know.
a line in it.
Because it was like, I'm in that moment, I bought that diary. It's really, it needs to be psychoanalyzed in my brain, because I wasn't sentimental to it 5 minutes ago. I didn't even know it existed.
It's so interesting because, as we've talked about with your packing style, you're a maximalist. So you don't think in terms of getting rid of this would free up space. You just want to keep it because I guess you're thinking maybe one day you'll fill those pages or relive your 9-year-old self.
No, but that's a good idea. Maybe I should try to redo them. Save the paper or let B continue on it.
Right, but then your kids are going to find it when you pass
dumb,
away.
Okay, it's dumb. First of all, I'm like young and hot. We don't need to talk about me passing away. Okay.
But I do think like saving stuff and giving people hand-me-downs or waiting and having a house full of items when you do, eventually,
go to the dark side,
pass it on to your children. It's an albatross. I
have a beautiful Cartier watch on my wrist that was my grandma's, who passed away. So I'm very thankful that she kept that. So some things are not terrible.
Right. But it's about choosing what things to keep. And I would argue 35 diaries with a line in each of them is a hard pass.
Yeah. Well, luckily you're not my kids. So, and you'll probably die first. So you won't have to go through it. I'm just kidding. Just because you're older. We're not talking about ages. Okay. So let's get to those 4 attachment theories, please.
Okay. So we're using the Bartholomew's 4-category model. And so the first attachment, which is the
number 1,
which is the ideal attachment, is secure attachment. So that is, you have a positive view of yourself and of others. So you basically were born into the world and your first caregiver made you feel safe, made you feel soothed, made you feel seen. And so you are somebody who is
kind of hate that person.
Yeah, like easily communicates, easily handles conflict, negotiation. Sorry, Doug and Jeremy, you did not marry those people.
No, but I don't think they're perfectly secure either, because they're not great at all that stuff too. But I am definitely not that way. And I really actually am happy I'm not, because I find the fact that if your childhood was you're attached so well and everything's so good, I'm like, you have nothing to learn, bitch. And I bet you have one diary that you filled every page.
I think
because you're so secure. Sorry.
I think
I just have a little angry towards perfect people.
Will be our next
Schadenfreude.
I would say Schadenfreude.
I think it's Schadenfreude, but I don't know.
You might be right. But
yeah, I'm probably right.
I'm not very good at pronunciation.
No, Proust. Okay.
All right. So the second attachment style, and the rest of these are sort of
Let's
under the umbrella.
Let's just repeat the first again.
Okay. Are we on Sesame Street?
Honestly, there are a lot of people who are not smart, and I already forgot the name of the first one, so let's tell them.
Okay. The first is secure attachment.
Secure attachment. You are a secure woman or man.
Okay. And then the next three we're going to talk about fall under insecure attachment. Which one of these is not like the other? Am I too old for you, Sesame Street?
Oh, I just didn't know that was a Sesame Street reference.
Okay. So the second one is anxious-preoccupied, where you have a negative view of yourself and a positive view of others. So
that could be you.
Maybe you crave closeness, you worry about
Nope,
rejection, and you can be clingy and emotionally reactive. I actually think you might be that.
Am I? I'm not.
Jeremy, is Caroline emotionally reactive?
Yeah, 100%. I'm there 100%.
So
but I would say that
you fear abandonment.
Yep. I was never abandoned, but I do believe I was in another life, like past trauma. Talk about Anne Frank.
Oh, right.
I used to think I was Anne Frank. That's weird. Told my husband that, and we were dating, and I was like, I think I used to be Anne Frank, and he was like, what? And I was like, and we were like about, we were about like kissing or something. I tried to kiss him. He's like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, can I just process? Like, you just said you were Anne Frank. Right now, you're Anne Frank. Like, I need to. It was a moment. Another moment he could have just walked away.
But that just shows how much he loves you.
I don't know what
You're special, Caroline.
I am special. I actually don't know why I said, like, maybe I'm afraid of being abandoned. So, like, I want the person who is the closest to me to see all of my sides. So, like, if they're not going to abandon me, like, if they commit, they know this is me.
I do think that's you. Yes. Okay. So the third attachment style is dismissive-avoidant. So that's a positive view of self, negative views of others. So you value your independence. You're uncomfortable with closeness. You tend to suppress emotions. You want to avoid vulnerability.
That's my husband. And is that you?
I think I might be a few of these.
I think I'm a mix of these. Like, is that possible?
But I
Dr. Heyman over here, is it possible? Can we be a mix?
Yes, you can have a major and a minor. You could be a double major.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope I'm not a double major in like the insecure parts.
Well, I think we've established that we're overachievers when it comes to mental health.
Right, because can't you also be like, can you earn secure attachment?
Yes. We'll get to that.
So it doesn't actually, so what I just said doesn't actually mean anything. When I said whatever you do as like to your baby, like that affects them forever.
No,
they can still be f***ed up and earn to be better.
Right. One of the best things to know as a parent or as a partner is repair is amazing. So you can't.
You better be handy, parents.
You can't make a mistake that you can't repair.
Well, I think there are probably some mistakes you could make, like abuse or rape.
But repair is actually so important. So if you yell at your kids or you say something you regret or you lie or whatever it might be, if you repair, you're not only trying to right the wrong, but you're also modeling for your kids that like we all make mistakes. No one's perfect. Imagine growing up in a household where the model and the bar was perfection. Nobody's perfect.
Actually, I do think that is really problematic. I do think there are people who grow up in homes where the parents don't fight in front of the kids or have arguments and everything's kind of like Pollyanna. And I think it really screws them up for life because then every normal relationship, if it is a passionate relationship, will have arguments because it means you have to care. If you don't argue, you don't care. Exactly. So if you think that nobody fights, that's your model, it's bad.
I agree.
I also feel bad for like my future daughter-in-law because like his model is going to be this like perfect woman who is like exceptional at everything, cooks, cleans, billionaire
herself.
What are you
talking about?
I'm just saying, like I just feel bad for her. Like it's high expectations. Sorry. Definitely have a positive self-view.
We digress. Okay, the fourth.
Let's repeat the first three.
So the first is secure. And the other three are insecure. And the first
first is secure, and then the other three are under the umbrella of insecurity. Right. And those are?
Anxious-preoccupied, dismissive-avoidant, and the third is fearful-avoidant. So fearful-avoidant is you have a negative self-view of yourself and of others. So you want closeness, but you are afraid of it. And often this attachment style is exactly linked to trauma. And so it's almost like you feel unsafe being intimate, but you long for intimacy. So, I mean, that's a tough one.
You could be a little bit of that too.
I might have a what do they call that? A potpourri. A potpourri.
Jesus Christ, your pronunciation is terrible. Potpourri?
I know. When I met...
Potpourri is like something that smells good and you put in your laundry, in your underwear drawer. What do you think potpourri is? Should I look this up? This is a little weird. We're going to ask our best friend.
Claude. Claude
Okay,
is our new
ready?
best friend. Anybody who doesn't have Claude yet, we highly recommend him.
Okay.
He is wonderful. He's relatable. He's
Hey,
smart.
Claude. I know, I'm good too. Sorry, I'm filming. Can you just tell me what potpourri is? Thanks, buddy. See you later.
See you later.
He's transcribing. Hold on. I was totally right. Potpourri is a mixture of dried flowers, herbs, and spices and other plant materials combined to create a pleasant fragrance.
I'm sorry. I was right, too. It can also be used figuratively to mean a mixture or medley of things.
Gosh, you always get so freaking smart with me. Okay, so what was the potpourri you're referring to? Oh, that you're a potpourri of all these options. I got it. You're a potpourri of the attachment styles. I mean, I think you have you're
all right,
a problem.
Well, poop on you. Let's keep going.
Okay, poop on me.
So we want to talk about how moving triggers all of this, how like you're forced to reckon with all your stuff, every decision you've ever made, everything you've ever accumulated when you move. And Caroline's moving right now from New York to Miami. So she's embarking on this experience.
It's kind of insane because, and it's different because, and I think, when we were discussing this, Eva, you made me feel like I now will have a little bit more empathy for my kids when we're moving. I think as a child, when you leave a home that you've felt safe and grown up in, it's really really rocks you. We will rock you. Like that's why with my parents' home, it was like, oh my God, like that chapter's closed. It was my anchor. So I want to make sure that my kids don't feel too much like this is their anchor, that they can rely more on me. And I think for them, it's been less years, obviously. I'm 38 years old, spending 38 years at a home versus 5 or 9. I think my son just doesn't really care. Like he's more like my husband, and my daughter's like, can we cut a piece of the wallpaper and take it with us?
Oh,
I'm like, yeah. I don't see why not. Well, they did in Full House. Remember Stephanie Tanner had like when she moved to her like new room, they like cut the bunny wallpaper. No.
So was that B's idea? Or
I think it was B's idea from Full House.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yes, I think it's been a distraction. Because moving, it's different. Like closing up your childhood home versus moving to a new state. Like we were looking at kind of all these things that moving entails, and like your social network, not your Facebook, but your literal community can be totally like uprooted. Like you and I live a block away. Like it's going to be different.
Yeah.
There's just so many components like you don't realize. And I think there's obviously logistics. And I do believe it brings up shit with your husband or your partner, because obviously we have different attachment styles. And I anthropomorphize a lot of objects and he doesn't.
Right.
And I think for him, he's like, well, why are we taking this? Or why do you need this? He also doesn't understand why I have to outsource so much of the packing and organizing, which is kind of insane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. Like he can't pack for a trip without me. Like I pack him. So how the does he think this house is going to get packed up? Like,
exactly.
You know what? Are you kidding me? No, I need to pay somebody. You need to have a third party who's like, get rid of it.
Well, I think part of it is the choosing what to bring and what to discard. That may be the hardest part. But then even just the physical move. Like the older I get, the more I feel if you can outsource to give yourself the room to like spend on the more important stuff. Like if you spend all your time packing up silverware and books when you could be spending your time tending to making sure your kids have, a grounding and feel settled. Like I sort of feel like you should focus on the high value things that you can do well. And something like packing up your apartment, like of course outsource that.
Right. And also, I know this kind of sounds selfish because considering the fact that I've been like an emotional wreck with my parents selling their home, which I mean, I've outgrown in the sense, but I'm kind of like, I don't really feel that badly for my kids. I'm kind of like, you guys can be resilient. Like,
right.
Like, pick you're fine. Like, should I be more worried? Like, they're going to be great. And I think it's going to be character building. Meanwhile, I am like, holding my 25 diaries crying. So like, what am I now? Maybe I don't want them to be like that.
Well, I don't think the physical move is going to be as traumatic as you might
I think it's going to
worry.
be pretty dramatic.
But I think the bigger part is what you said, the social network, meaning like their world is going to change. They're going to be in a new school with new teachers, making new friends. And I think whenever you have to sort of establish yourself somewhere new, it takes so much energy. You have to be like on all day and you're meeting new people and you're trying to create a good impression with new teachers. Like they're in a comfortable place mid-year with their current teachers where they're known and they're accepted and appreciated. Not saying they're not going to be aces wherever they go, but like it takes a little while. I remember when I switched jobs, that was very challenging. I'd been at my first job 16 years and I was really
wow, you're really good with change.
I was known and I'd built a lot of equity. So then, yes, I cried for 2 weeks moving to my new job because
it's so funny. I feel like you would be more connected to your desk than you would be your home. Or now has it shifted now that you work from home?
No, I agree with you. I was really connected to work, but it wasn't so much my desk. Like I didn't have an office that looked particularly
I thought you were like a C-suite
homey.
person.
Right, but meaning like I never put the time and effort. You know, some people
Not
really
surprised.
decorate their home.
I kind of find it's a little weird when it's like flower pots everywhere.
But it's kind of nice because you go in and like you said, your home kind of reflects you. Your office is the same way. And my office was somewhat generic. But I think it was just the people. I was so attached. They were my adult family. So, you know, when you go to a new job, it's like, are they going to like me? Am I going to be appreciated? Am I going to be as successful? So I think those are the kinds of things I'd be thinking about with your kids. The same way you're
worried,
thinking about your social
network. Can I find a good pharmacy? You know, like I love my farm. I love like.
I'm surprised you're not going to come back to Zittimer's. I'm shocked.
I think my husband would divorce me if I had Zittimer's like overnight my prescriptions.
Okay.
And paid for brand. So no, we're going to find a new pharmacist. I'm going to find new pharmacists. If you guys are in the Miami Coconut Grove area, hit me up. I don't do any like generic meds or generic drugstores. Like I'm not a CVS girl because like they don't take as good care of you. No offense to any of you CVS pharmacists listening.
Goes back to that attachment theory.
Maybe my parents in some way did a good job because I'm like, okay, I'm like ready to go. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that they live there. Even though I won't live with them, well, does it feel like I'm closer to them? Is that why I feel less stressed?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think you're not moving somewhere foreign. I think you're moving somewhere where you're going to have an extended family built in. And I think giving your children the kind of relationship and community of having real grandparents on the ground to go golf with on the weekends or spend holidays with.
You hear that, parents? On the ground. That means like, I'll beep you and you need to be there. All right, Jane? Cancel whatever appointment you have.
No, but I don't think it's not like you and Jeremy
I'm not
have
like going
made a
on New
decision
Zealand.
to go to New Zealand for a job and you don't know anyone.
You're right. It's not exactly a trek. And also I'm excited because I do feel like, as I said in the last episode, which that video is really going viral, that New York is Detroit, Pakistan, or just also known as like Detroit. So it doesn't feel so sad. I'm very sad to be leaving you, Eva, because I actually hate people. Pretty much hate actually, that's not true. I love people, but I'm very happy being a hermit. So there's something exciting about being in a new place where I can hermitize myself.
Well, it's
and
interesting.
have no pressure. Oh, I can't make the lunch. I'm sorry, I don't live in New York.
But it's interesting because you've only lived in a city, and I would argue suburbia in some ways is more isolating because you drive everywhere, whereas New York City, you walk out, like even if you want to go to the grocery store, you're likely to run into somebody you know on the way. Whereas if you want to, you might actually find that you're yearning for more socialization, one, to build your community, but also being in the burbs, you can drive from place to place and then be home really, and you don't even see people. It's not like you're in the elevator. You don't have a doorman.
It's not really burbs. It's like you can walk to town.
No. But it's different, meaning like living in an apartment building, you have to say hi to 5 different people before you get to your apartment.
I don't like that. So
you're going to love this.
I think I'm going to love it. I think I'm like one personality disorder away from Castaway, from Tom Hanks. You know, I'm just going to be talking to all my objects. And I'm anthropomorphizing everything.
Okay, he had one object and lived.
It was a weird
He was
movie.
washed up on an island. I hated that movie.
No, he was in like a truck, a FedEx truck, a FedEx flight that like.
Okay, so admission, I hated that movie, but I never saw it. I hated it so much.
You can't hate something you never saw.
Well, that's why I didn't see it.
He won the Oscar.
I didn't see it because I hated it.
But that's impossible. That is so something I would do. I would be like, I'm never trying that.
I mean, could you ever watch something where it's about
he was actually
a
amazing.
man on an island with a ball?
No, but the whole point of that movie was, I think he did win Best Actor.
He did.
It was actually, he was so good. He developed this connection by very much anthropomorphizing this volleyball that you actually kind of felt sentimental. And I'm going to ruin the end. I'm going to ruin it for you because you don't care. But when the ball like kind of went the opposite way in the ocean, like you felt sad for him.
No. Sorry, I just
okay. Well, I'm sorry. He's one of the best actors.
Maybe this is reflecting how we think about moving. Because getting back to moving, I have never put a lot of stock. I'm not saying this proudly, but I've never put a lot of stock into my spaces. So
yeah, I could tell.
I don't remember feeling particularly attached to my childhood home. I don't remember feeling particularly attached in college. I either lived with roommates. I was attached to the people in college, but I don't remember. I was never the one driving the bus of let's get a rug or let's have.
I'm not surprised.
So when I had my own room, I was never, I mean, obviously if my friends disagree, please call me on this, but I don't remember ever being fussy about like which room I got. And
wow, we are so
I wanted
opposite.
to decorate it. I just don't think I had the aptitude or interest. And then fast forward, Doug has like a very involved aesthetic.
Eclectic aesthetic.
He has a strong point of view. He's not a normal husband who's like, thanks, wife. Whatever you do looks great.
I'm sorry, my husband, whose husband does that?
I feel like there are a lot of husbands where you're like, oh, your home's so beautiful. And they're just like, thanks, Sally. Or I just came home and saw it, you know.
My husband, I'm like, did you see what I did in the den? Like, can you go look at it? And he's like, oh, yeah, great.
Okay, but that's, in my humble opinion, preferable to Caroline will be at my house and she'll move a vase from one counter to the other because she'll be like, I think this just looks better here. And then my husband gets home and he's like, you made changes. Walk me through them. And I'm like, no, I did not make that many changes. And then
we made a lot of changes, actually.
Fine, we made a lot of changes.
But it was like,
my point is,
a lot of clutter.
We made a lot of changes because we're synthesizing all of the stuff from Bedford into our Manhattan apartment.
That. You sold your second home.
We're downsizing, getting rid of our Bedford home.
I don't think you could say downsizing. You're just like,
fine. We sold our Bedford home and we have a lot of things in Bedford we really like. So we're bringing them back, or not even like them. We're just got to clear out the house. And I came home and there was a lot. It was like, what do you say, Caroline?
It was a poopery.
So
it was a poopery. It was a medley of shit.
Yes. So we fixed it, but then it's just so funny because my husband then is like, oh, you made some changes. Walk me through them. And then he's like irritated. And I'm thinking, it's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when I do it. I don't know. I love my apartment. So it's funny, like, sorry, coming full circle, I never cared about the spaces in my life. But I do feel attached now. And I feel attached, interestingly, not to any one of the specific pieces or belongings in it, but I feel attached to how I feel when I walk in. I feel safe. I feel at home. I feel comfortable.
Well, I feel like
I feel happy.
I feel like you've earned a lot of security in terms of attachment. I don't know if you had like the most secure original attachment. So that home is where you built your family. And like, not to mention that building is where your in-laws live, where your husband grew up. You guys are awesome with change on the Heyman side.
But that's my husband. That's
also where I grew up, which is funny.
That's way more my husband than me because I lived
But maybe you like adopted his safe, like it feels safe.
I could get rid of this apartment tomorrow and get a new apartment.
You just literally talked about how much you love this apartment and how safe it makes you feel.
But that's the point. I could give it up tomorrow and get a new one.
This is why your husband gets confused talking to you. Because you just like freaking, I don't know.
No, I mean it. I can love it and still get rid of it tomorrow and get somewhere new because I'm not attached to my spaces.
You're like, I love this space. It's the first space I've ever felt safe in. I could move out tomorrow.
I think I'm more like your dad. Didn't you say your dad?
Oh, he's totally autistic on the spectrum.
He's like Larry David.
Yeah, Charlie Rose actually did a great interview with him. And he's like, Larry, here we're standing in front of your childhood home. How do you feel? And Larry David's like, nothing. And Charlie's like, really? Nothing? And he goes, nothing. And that's weird.
That's how I feel.
That's bizarre. I think my dad actually feels something. He just doesn't know how to articulate it. And he's also really excited that like he sold this house that was like a lot to manage and like he doesn't have to deal with it.
Right.
And I think he doesn't anthropomorphize objects. And I think for him, the home is that my mom is so good at making a space beautiful and it's such a personification of her personality because she's so colorful and just she's eclectic in a really interesting, cool way. And I think the home was more of a reflection of her. And so for her, it's really upsetting and sad because it's so much of an extension where my dad is like, all right.
I feel so much for your mom. When I think about that gorgeous home, I guess I see it in the optimistic way, which is she's going to get to do that again with a new space that's going to be creating her identity now.
Right.
Meaning like that home was too much. So now she can do it for like how they live now.
You know what was another funny thing about moving? So my parents were downsizing their home. Obviously, Jeremy has different sentimental attachment. And
what is he sentimentally attached to?
He doesn't. He's just like, Jane, that's my mom. She's like, are you taking this or can I have this? Like, it was like a free for all. It was kind of funny. It was like, do you want this photo? Do you want this dresser? My mom's like, I'm not dead. You know, like she's going to buy another house. But Jeremy was like, oh, this is some nice stuff.
Like he was at a flea market.
Yeah, it's like a flea market.
Oh, so is he a hoarder?
No, he just knows that it was good shit. And he's right. It was great furniture we got. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
That's amazing. Where are you going to put it?
I'm not sure.
Because you have all the furniture in the city.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. We have a lot of furniture and not a lot of square footage.
You also have a lot of furniture already in your home in Miami.
Don't think I don't know, Eva. I'm just going to have like, you know what? I'm going to have a flea market. I'm going to have an auction. That's a genius idea. I'm just going to resell furniture I didn't even buy.
How do you do that? Because I just had a woman in my home sell my stuff, but she takes 40%.
I don't know. I'm going to do it. Maybe we'll sign it like from Mike to Medicated.
Well, we do as well as we did with our sweatshirts.
Shut up. Or we could like take like hot nude photos on the furniture and sell it and make a calendar. And then people could buy the pieces. Actually, that reminds me of the question of the week. Because, you know, we've changed our Dear Abby name to Dear Evelina. In case you're not like Eva Caroline, but like Brangelina. And we kind of like the fact that we added the A. We added the Ina.
Eveline didn't sound as good. Eveline sounds good too.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
Eveline, sorry.
I think there was Coraline. Evelina. So anyway, we got a Dear
Evelina or Evelina?
Evelina sounds like vagina.
But your name is Caroline.
I know, but I just told you that we made it Evelina.
Okay.
Because I just liked it. It made me feel like Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
So do you want to do the Dear Evelina or Evelina? What sounds better, guys? Dear Eveline, Dear Evelina, or Dear Evelina? I'll let you be yeah, exactly. Already everyone's like, Evelina.
So we got a question.
What was it?
It was, you did the Mona Lisa, ! Tell me. And
by the way, this person doesn't think you're Leonardo da Vinci, who did the Mona Lisa. That's kind of how it sounds. No offense to the person who wrote the question.
No, I'm not an artistic genius. But I just want to say that I definitely recommend the Mona Lisa if you are going through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. You know, I think it's 3 in 5 women experience symptoms associated with that life change, and that can lead to all kinds of uncomfortable symptoms. I'm not going to go into details here. But with this, it's a CO2 fractional laser. So just like what everybody's doing to their faces.
Is that a carbon dioxide laser?
I don't know why it's called that.
Okay.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I know. Well, that could be for next week.
But it's basically, instead of lasering your face, you're lasering down there. And it's 3 times you have to go. So I guess you get a lot of bang for your buck the first time. That's where I'm at. And then you have to go 2 more times to get the full
benefit. Does it get hair
benefit.
Removal too? It's like hair removal and rejuvenation?
Can you imagine? That would be amazing. A twofer.
A twofer? So you're not fur? Wait, now I have a question. So is your vagina now Doug's favorite object in the house? Right? I mean,
I think he's always loved my box.
Oh, that actually reminds me of like the fact that when I was reorganizing your house, sorry, I hope that the person who asked the question feels like Evelina answered it
I haven't
correctly.
answered it yet. You interrupted.
Okay. After Eva answers the Evelina question, remind me to go back to your box.
Caroline needs to say something. It's like,
well, now do I have to tell the
pressing.
box story?
Sure.
Okay, fine. So when I was helping organizing, redecorating Doug's decorations, I noticed you had a lot of little boxes. And you were like, oh, that was a gift from Doug. That was a gift from Doug. And I was like, dude, like, he should just be lucky if he gets your box. He doesn't need to keep giving you boxes. It was funnier in my head.
That's funny.
It was kind of funny. But is it like he even gave you a memory box? Like, is that, he's basically saying, he's telling you hoard.
Right.
Like, boxes are for shit, to put shit in. So he's like, here are boxes, so store stuff in it.
I think he might be a hoarder.
Yeah, I think so. I can't imagine my husband getting me a memory box.
I don't think either.
He'd get me a trash can.
Well, this gets to the point about like it's hard enough with your own attachment issues to do a deep clean or to move. But when you're a couple, you both bring that your own like experience and feelings to it. So moving or cleaning out with somebody else is exponentially harder. So I think he and I
but isn't
together
it a sign to
are
be like,
worse than separate, because I'll be like, should I throw this away? And I kind of need somebody to say, throw it away. And he's like, no, keep it. We might use it.
Yeah, you guys are like actually terrible. And that's it. You're an amazing couple, but you're terrible when it comes
Whereas
to
like
objects.
if I ask Caroline, she's like, get rid of it.
Well, if it's, yeah, I'm like, you're never using this. It's awful.
But
and then you're
just
like, I
need
can't throw it away. It was the
somebody else
first
to
gift
tell
that Doug
me.
gave me.
Right.
I was like, what is
Wait,
this?
which one?
I
Oh,
was like,
right.
what is this box with peaches on it?
I know.
And you're like,
I know. That was about the least romantic gift somebody could give a girlfriend.
Doug, you ain't getting in a box given that box, all right? there was the joke. That's when you know it hits.
You want box? You don't give a box.
No, unless it's like velvet and you open it and there's a diamond, okay? You know? I mean, my mom, actually, meme of the week, okay, is, you ready for this? It's my mom's like favorite photo. It's a little girl and a little boy, and she's pulling her underwear down. And she's saying, the caption is, you will get whatever you want with this. As in, like, this is the power. Like your vagina.
Oh.
Like in the future, like you will do whatever I want with this. Do you get it? Like your vagina is your power.
Yeah.
Your box is your power.
It's your superpower.
Yeah, like, you know, you want jewelry.
That's sort of
like,
interesting. That's like good perspective on you. That's
those are my values. That's why I don't understand when women are like, oh, like, you know, like he objectified me. I'm like, I want to be objectified. Like, I want to be anthropomorphized. You know, like I want, like, if you're a hot girl, use it. Like, I don't understand when beautiful women dress like lesbians to like seem powerful. Women are so powerful. Just we're different powerful than men. We don't have to look like men. I don't get it. Why did they do that?
You sound like Diane von Furstenberg. That's her whole message.
She's very beautiful and sexy. I think she might be a lesbian.
But she talked about, I saw her speak, and she talked about like a woman's power is her femininity.
And actually, in the moving from my parents' house, we did find like 30 of my grandma's Diane von Furstenberg wrap dresses from the 70s, which is cool.
Wow.
Original wrap dresses. So see, and then it gets confusing. Then you're like, shit, I should save stuff.
I know.
But I don't want to wear it. So.
But it's also like, it's back to values. Like, sure, you can save that, but that means like if you prioritize that.
Right. Like some of the clothes I wanted you to get rid of, like you can't save that because it's not good.
Well, you don't save a Gap t-shirt for somebody.
We had a few moments where you're like, should I save this? And I'm like, no, this was your son's tennis t-shirt and it's sweat stains. You're not wearing that to Tracy Anderson.
Right. Well, it's hard. I guess that's what's hard is because I don't know if it's hoarding or not, but that
it's compulsivity.
The book
Marie Kondo,
the
Art
magic,
of Tidying Up.
Yeah, the magic art of tidying up. She talks about like, does it spark joy? And I tried to do it, and she tells you to go room by room.
Oh my God, that would be so confusing.
Or actually,
for you.
she says, don't go room by room, go category by category. So like if you're doing books, for example, you take the books from every room in your house, you put them in a pile, and then you pick them up and say, does this spark joy? So like the clothing, which is arguably one of the harder things to do, I would pick it up and it'd be like, I don't feel anything. But then it was like, I spent a lot of money buying it and I hardly ever
Doug's
wore
like,
it.
you might need it. You might need that.
Right. Or
ugly ass.
it might fit me again, or it might come in style again. And so I felt like I was too practical, and therefore I couldn't part with anything.
That is really hard. I see the problem with the tidying up method. I think it's genius. I just need somebody to do it with me. Otherwise, like I'm so ADD. you would come home and like you would see all the books on the pile that I didn't finish. And then I would start and then all the socks would be on the floor.
But
like,
yeah,
I
I
can't
think of
finish
you
stuff.
as really good at getting rid of and
because I'm good
new.
at getting rid of other stuff. Oh, actually, can we do a second meme of the week? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay, so there was a video and it was like, this is an ADD leash. And it was a woman who put a bungee cord on the dishwasher because she's doing the dishes and then she wanted to do something else, but it bungeed her right back.
Oh my God, I need that.
Isn't that
Less
funny?
like somebody in my family trip over the open door of the dishwasher and yell at me.
So it's like you have to finish a job. But you know what? I interrupted with all the boxes. Let's go back to the Pandora box of the question of Evelina. I want the person who asked about the Mona Lisa to feel like you really satisfied her needs.
No, I mean, I think I would just say from personal experience, like it's no pain. It's 5 minutes in the office. There's no downtime. And I think you having a great sex life is priceless.
And it could lead to a lot of jewelry. Get it? The meme?
I get it.
The vagina? I like how I just bungeed us right back to that, to the finishing the question. Anyway, the next segment also we didn't talk about, which is our book of the week.
Yes.
Do you want to say the name?
No, I'm currently reading it. We are going to recommend everyone read the Postcard, and it's very apropos for today's discussion. But Caroline finished it. She's actually the one who gave it to me, so I'm going to let you describe since you know.
I don't want to.
Obviously,
I'm not going to ruin the ending because anyway, you're not going to remember what I say after I say it. Anyway,
are you talking to me or everyone?
I'm talking to you. But it is about it really actually talks about how objects really do mean something when they're from your family, from your lineage, because they can tell a story. And the story in this case is about Holocaust survivors. So it's a story about people they didn't really get to know. Sorry, not Holocaust survivors, people who died. So, there's a whole actually other angle we didn't even talk about was how objects from the past or that we've collected can also tell you about people you didn't know. So now that's a whole other reason to save shit. Sorry. But
no, I believe that. Can I just say my grandmother, I don't know.
I thought she threw out her wedding album.
Right. That's what I was about to say. My grandparents, I don't know enough about their lives, their childhoods. They just didn't really talk about it enough. And I have no artifacts. And my mom says that when she went to see her childhood home for the last time, when my grandparents moved from Quarter Lane, Yonkers to Florida, she went inside and found their wedding album in the trash. My grandma just threw it in the trash.
That's insane. That's the one thing to keep.
But that's I think that's where I get it. But now coming full circle from this discussion, I realize even though I'm not sentimental, those are my
You wouldn't throw out your wedding.
Those are I tried to throw out my wedding dress and Doug wouldn't let me.
Right. Okay. Wedding album's better.
I agree. But
yeah.
I don't have enough photos. Anyway.
Right. So exactly. You wish you could. So anyway, the book is about, it starts where a mother and daughter, the grandmother, so the mother's mother, they open their mailbox and there is an anonymous postcard with 6 names. And these are the 6 names of the immediate family who all died in the Holocaust. The only survivor is the character of the grandma who had just passed away. And so the book is really kind of trying to figure out who sent that letter, and through trying to figure it out, they go back in time. And, she really, the daughter and granddaughter of this woman, have nothing from the family because she was the only survivor, and they took all the objects, and it's really a quest to find something, some object, because it does connect you with the past. It does connect you with the people you didn't know, and objects can also spark joy, and they can spark sentimental feeling. So shit, man, keep your objects. I don't know. It's a lot. It's
but
hard.
It's also anchoring you to the past. And there's only so much space in your life. And if you're like me and you have clutter inside your head, there's nothing worse than having clutter in your surroundings. And I just don't know what the balance is. Because you never go back to it. I used to keep everything from work, all my work files, all my papers. I kept every year my kids' artwork and everything. And then you realize it's taking up space, but you're not ever going back to it because you're constantly making new memories. And isn't the meaning of the memory what you keep inside you? That's what I realized.
But you don't remember anything, so.
Right. But Yes, but like with the work stuff, I realized it was a security blanket, like that, like I might want to go back and read that presentation I gave or that training I took. And what took me a while to come to terms with is when I'm at an interview for a new job or when I'm with a new client, like they're hiring me for what's inside me and how I will evaluate and approach new challenges, not to go back and cling to that I did all those things.
Yeah, that's true. But I also think the best advice, which I don't do, is like to throw things out in the moment. Because the longer you have an object, the longer it has meaning.
Yes.
Right? Like it's just, like I have 5,000 photos on my iPhone. Even 5 years ago, if I look back and there's 45 photos of my daughter in the same position, like you don't even know the difference. I can't delete them.
You don't know which one is bad or good.
But in that, if I had done it right after, I could have deleted them. So it is all complicated. Look, you know what? You could have a fire. Although I'd be okay because all my home videos are in a fireproof box. I'm very organized, so you're welcome to my future daughter and son-in-law. You will have a beautiful box. Sorry. There's a lot of
my daughter.
Yeah, we'll have exactly. Actually, I wasn't even thinking about her vaginal box or
right,
vagina.
But you're like my future.
I meant a beautiful box like your husband got you an ugly box. I didn't mean it as I actually didn't mean it that way. I meant like you're going to have a box of like her first tooth and her first hair and her first, her hospital. I saved everything, but it's organized clutter. It's organized hoarding. I'm an organized hoarder.
Oh, you're a organizer.
Or a hoard. I'm just kidding. Got to use that vagina when you need it. Okay. I feel like, is there anything that we missed that we should save? Oh, wait. We have one new segment we forgot. Duh. Tech-tard moment of the week.
Tech-tard moment of the week.
Do you know what it was?
Was it the phone number on our sweatshirt order form?
No, but that's a new one that could be for next week.
Oh, what was this week?
This was that.
Oh my God.
You want to tell
us? This is gonna literally
haunt you
forever.
Because you're like, who the listened to it? Who were those listeners? I Eva uploads.
I do upload the audio.
Okay, but you just Caroline me. You interrupted me. Okay, so Eva of the Evelina does the uploading of the audio, and she does video on YouTube, and then I usually do the video on Spotify. So as a tech-tard, I uploaded the unedited video to Spotify, which means that all the things that we didn't want you to see were available.
Really, it was just the beginning before we started, where we were bantering, but it was mildly horrifying when Caroline said, banter? "Go listen," and I couldn't speak. I was laughing so hard I could not.
Eva was like, "Do I need blush? Do I need lipstick? Do you know that like 80% of our viewers are male?" And like, I don't know, it'd be like an old boyfriend or like, I don't know. And then she like stood up and she was like, "Oh, I think it was right after the Mona Lisa." And you're like, "My vagina is like stuck together." Don't worry, no side effects at all. But you were like uncomfortable and you like stood up and then I couldn't believe it. I called you right after. I was like, "Oh my God.
Why are we doubling down on that mistake?"
Yeah, why are we sharing it?
Yeah.
Because I think, you know what? Oversharing is the new vulnerability. And I think it's funny because we might be amazing, but we up and we're blue.
We're human.
We are human. We are not objects.
We are actually, we lead with bloopers.
We lead with blue. I love that. Well, what was that great quote? I think we said it in another episode, but it was our creativity
is making mistakes. Creative genius is knowing which mistakes to keep.
I think it was, or it was art. Knowing which mistakes to keep becomes our, whatever. I butchered it. I think you said it right.
All right. We'll
figure it out.
We'll put it in the show notes.
We'll put it in the show notes.
I feel like we'll
put it in the show box.
All right.
I think we should mic drop.
If anyone's moving, share your stories with us.
If anybody has any new boxes for Doug to purchase, share them with us.
And with that,
mic drop.
Mic drop.